Hello English 7 learners. We are now on the third module entitled Voices of Verbs. So if you are already done with your module 1 and module 2, you may now proceed to the third module, which is the Voices of Verbs. So in here we are going to study about active and passive voice of a verb. I'd like you to open your modules on page 3 so we could study the pictures. Okay, so on page 3 you will see pictures. The first one is this one. So what is it? Right, so this is a popular snack. Usually we see this in vegan, but this is also available in tagudin, which is the empanada. Okay, we have sentences beside the picture. We have sentence A. The taste of Ilocos empanada attracts many tourists. And sentence B. Many tourists are attracted by the taste of Ilocos empanada. If you try to compare these two sentences, are they the same? Yes, we could say yes and no. They are the same in meaning, but they have a different structure or form, or the arrangement of words are different in A, and it is also different in sentence B. How about the next picture? Do you know this place? Have you been here? Have you often visited Vegan City? So this is what we call the Heritage Village in Vegan City. And in your module, we also have two sentences about the picture. I traveled the Heritage Village Vegan City. And sentence B, the Heritage Village Vegan City was traveled by me. So again, if we try to compare, we see that they have the same meaning, but they are different in structure. The verbs in these sentences are also different. So that is what we are going to learn about today. Let's try to compare the sentences again. Right. So here, on this part, we have for AB the black the sentences in black text are sentences about the Ilocos empanada, and the sentences in purple text are about the heritage village in Vegan City. Let's try the first set. So here it's all about the Ilocos empanada. Where is the verb of sentence A? How about sentence B? Correct. So for sentence A, the verb is attracts. And for sentence B, the verb is are attracted. Okay. If you notice, in sentence B, we have the word by, which is not found in your sentence A. In our previous lessons, or in your previous grade levels, when you were in elementary, you have learned that verbs are action words. So what are examples of action words? Okay, so what are examples of verbs? So we have jump, write, speak. Can you also give your own example of a verb? Anything that you do. What do you do in the morning? What do you do at night? Do you also eat? Do you also laugh? Do you also cry? Do you also sleep? So those are all action words. Okay, now let's try to compare the action words in this sentence. Now, since we already know that the verb or action in this sentence are attracts and are attracted, now let's try to identify the doer of the action. So when we say doer, who is the person doing the action? Okay. For sentence A, the taste of Ilocos empanada attracts many tourists. So who do you think, or where is the doer of the action in sentence A? Yes, that's correct. So the taste of Ilocos empanada is the one that attracts many tourists. Ano yung nag-a-attract ng mga maraming turista? It is the taste. So maybe Ilocos empanada is very delicious. That's why the taste is attracting many tourists. How about letter B? So just the same, the doer of the action is the taste of Ilocos empanada. Attracts many tourists. So if you notice, hindi nagbago yung doer of the action for sentence A and sentence B. What happened? So it just changed its position in the sentence. Lumipat lang siya ng pwesto. And again, if you notice, for sentence B, the doer of the action is introduced by the word by. Now let's proceed to short discussion, which is also on page 3. What is the voice of the verb? Okay, so the voice of the verb is the quality of verb that shows whether the subject is the doer or receiver of the action. I'm sorry, that should be R. Doer or receiver of the action. We have two kinds of voices. We have active voice and passive voice. Now go to page 4 of your SL. For active voice, the subject is the doer of the action. So when we say action, it is the verb. And then subject is the topic of your sentence. I have here an example. Ma'am Leia likes my project. Who is the doer of the action? So the subject here is Ma'am Leia. And she is also the doer of the action. What is the action? We have likes. This is your verb. And then, Ma'am Leia likes what? It's the project. So Ma'am Leia likes my project. And here, my project is now your object or the receiver of the action. Ano yung nagustuhan? Okay, Ma'am Leia likes what? It's your project. Now for the passive voice, we are going to use the same sentence but we change the position of the words because it will be in the passive voice. What happens in the passive voice? In the passive voice, the subject becomes the receiver of the action. So the subject now becomes the receiver of the action. Let's take a look at this example. My project is liked by Ma'am Leia. Okay, now here, the subject changed from Ma'am Leia. It now becomes my project. Yun na yung subject ng ating sentence. Okay, and then our verb or action word here is liked. And then the doer of the action, sino yung nag-perform ng action na like? Who liked the project? It's the same, it's Ma'am Leia. So here the doer of the action becomes the receiver. And then the object. And then the subject now is the receiver of the action. And then again, the doer of the action is always introduced by the preposition by. Okay, please stand by for part 2 of the video discussion on voices of verbs SLK3.